Hi, this is DJ Khalil, one part of Self Scientific, staff producer for Dr.Dre, Aftermath Records, and LA native. Yeah, just, being from LA and, just growing up here, obviously, I grew up on Dr. Dre's music, DJ Pooh to, Sir Jinx to Battle Cat. My dad, coached basketball growing up, and he coached at Compton College. All his players, it was a community college, so all his players were from New York. Actually, one of his players in particular used to have tapes sent, and he would give them to me, and I would just listen to it. So I listened to Mr. Magic's Rap Attack or Chuck Chill Out, just through my dad and his team, and his team and all his players. Being from New York, that's really how I got into it. I started DJing in junior high and just DJing parties, and I took I broke pretty much all my dad's turntables growing up. I mean, my first beat tape on my Casio sampler keyboard. So that was my first piece of equipment that my parents bought me, and then from there I had the bug. I wanted to learn how to make beats, basically, because I just grew up on hip-hop, and I loved it. I lived it every day. So Chace and I, we met, and we just hit it off because, Chace was writing rhymes, and we were both playing basketball against each other in high school, so we would hook up before games and just talk about music. I just started making beats and going to the studio, and, he was writing raps, and I was like, yo, you should come to the studio, and then he started coming, and we just started recording demos, and that's really how it all started with Self Scientific. We were called Numbskulls before we became Self Scientific. When we went away to Atlanta, we went to I went to Morehouse, he went to Morris Brown. We just started finding ourselves. I bought my equipment, and I had in my apartment, I had all my records all over my room, and he was in there writing, and we were just every day we were just on it. Yeah, I mean, being a part of the Aftermath family, I mean, Dre works with all the top producers in the game. You have to kind of bring your own special thing to the table, you know what I mean? You definitely can't go in there sounding like somebody else, You have to come in there with something unique. That's why Dre, he's a fan, Dre's a fan of creativity, and he respects, other producers and what they bring to the table, and that's what's dope about him, is that, he keeps a lot of great talent around him, because we all feed off of each other. We all feed off of our creativity. So, when I hear something from a High Tech or, from a Focus or Mr. Porter, you have to go back. Sometimes they'll send you back to the lab, and you gotta come with something different, but it has to be your sound. He got me early in the game before, when I was still sampling. He was into what I was doing in terms of sampling, so, to be at this point now and not sampling, and there was a point where he thought I was still sampling, but I was like, nah, I'm not. And he was like, wow, you've really turned the corner. I've been over there for 6 years signed to Dre, so you have to bring it. You can't go in there and push play, and then because you will fall on your face. Yo, this is DJ Khalil. I really hate doing drops, but you're watching Blow.